inside of you.
You're watching national award-winning local programming from Service Electric Cable TV 2, serving northeastern Pennsylvania and northwestern New Jersey from Allentown.
Service Electric Cable TV.
Sports live tonight at Parkland High School. The Trojans getting ready to play host to the Green Hornets of Emmaus. Hello and welcome to Lehigh Valley Conference Basketball. Mike Zambelli joined by Jim Wills for the call of tonight's showdown between these two league powers. And a very important night tonight in the conference. Of course, Emmaus at 18-1 and 13-1 in league play can secure a spot in the upcoming tournament. While we know the story with Parkland, they need to keep winning to have an opportunity to gain one of those 4 spots. Let's take a look at Tony Semler's guys. They have won 17 straight. And Jim, with a win, indeed, they do secure a spot in the tournament. And it's no surprise to anybody. They have arrived right on schedule.
They have, and you got to give Coach Semler a lot of credit, because sometimes having all that talent, people expect big things, and they've come through with big things. And he's been able to manage to get some role players around this big star Aaron Gray, and things have been going good for him.
It's the second meeting of the year between the two teams, with Emmaus winning in overtime 60-56 on their home court. And of course, it all does start with Aaron Gray. But to think that this young man is just a big body inside is a gross mistake.
It is, Mike, and he's gotten better. He's been able to rebound, obviously, like he did last year, but use his body to do assisting, to do all different things and play defense on the floor and to keep out of foul trouble, which was a problem last year. He's done it all this year. He's improved, and that's what you need to see out of a big guy. And it's just not a big body. It's a big athlete now. Absolutely,
and of course, he has already verbally committed to attend the University of Pittsburgh, and what a game he had the first time around. 32 points and 22 rebounds. He is a definite concern tonight for the Trojans defensively. Gray is averaging a double-double on the season. Turn our attention now to Rich Fatzinger and the Trojans, and boy, I'll tell you, it's winding down for them, but they are very much in the thick of it. They come in here at 10-4 in the white division, which is tied with Central Catholic. Now, they do have somewhat of an advantage because they beat the Vikings the first time around, and those two will end the regular season. But Coach Fatzinger's team's going to have to play much better than they did Friday night in a loss against Allen.
I think he's a little disappointed. They were on a real good streak there. They're playing some great defense. Offensively struggled a little bit, but we're getting by. And then Friday night, things sort of fell apart for him. A lot of the weaknesses got exposed that he didn't want to see happen. And I think tonight he's going to come back and try to do some different things against the Emmaus team. They had a great outing the first time, as you said, Mike. Foul shooting cost them a little bit, but tonight they're going to try to do some different things, probably use their athleticism a little bit more.
That loss on Friday night snapped a 13-game regular season winning streak for them. Rick Seltzer's a young man we're going to talk about tonight, and while he had a double-double in the first meeting against Emmaus, he doesn't have a whole lot of help inside, and that's a concern. They're going to have to get this thing done as a team.
They're going to have to, and they're going to have to give him the help that he needs. He's 6'6", but it's still, against that big guy, that's not a lot. But the thing of it is, he's got to use his athleticism to take people out of their comfort zone, and that's what they're hoping he'll do tonight with Aaron Gray.
14 points and 10 rebounds. First time in that overtime loss against the Green Hornets. Should be another great night of Lehigh Valley Conference basketball. Jim and I will be back to meet tonight's starting lineups next on TV2 Sports.
Criminal justice. One of the fastest growing career opportunities. Allentown Business School can get you there. The criminal justice program at Allentown can prepare you for an important career where you can make a difference. Financial aid available for those who qualify. Call toll-free 888-806-0808. That's 888-806-0808.
Family Prescription Center in Bethlehem remembers when your pharmacist knew your name and your prescription needs. We've been serving your community for more than 111 years. Today, Family Prescription Center offers free delivery, old-fashioned customer service, and the best of today's technology.
I tell my friends to go there.
Call us to see how we can fulfill your prescription needs. 439 Wyandotte Street in Bethlehem.
You won't just be another customer, you'll be like the family.
GE brings good things to life at Kleckner's in Whitehall and Emmaus during the GE Winter Inventory Clearance Sale. Save with warm indoor prices like these on new GE refrigerator technology with crushed ice and water filter only $9.99. This Hot Point Smooth Top electric range only $4.99. And this Hot Point washer dryer combo only $6.29 for the pair. Hurry in for best selection. It's an exciting winter inventory clearance sale on GE appliances at Kleckner's, 2177 MacArthur Road in Whitehall and 575 Chestnut Street, Emmaus.
For the last 3 decades, Showtime has brought you the best in boxing. Now the best is bringing you more boxing than ever before. With more fights than any other premium network, Showtime brings you the champions of today and tomorrow. It's the best 1-2 punch in boxing. Showtime, America's #1 boxing network.
Good morning, Pat.
Good morning, Kathy.
Not enough news in your morning news?
That's breaking news.
If it's news you want, turn to CNN. Paula Zahn with Bill Hemmer bring you the latest from around the globe.
I'll have the very latest.
With more news, it's your complete look at the day ahead. American Morning with Paula Zahn. Weekday mornings on CNN.
Stuart, go in for Irwin.
Mom, Dad, I'm going in.
Go in for the family hit that'll make your whiskers curl.
I got it. Ah!
And you got it right here on In Demand.
I need more change.
What do I look like, a fanny pack?
Take off for the biggest little adventure yet.
Watch out! Stuart!
This is now a litter box.
Order Stuart Little 2 on In Demand pay-per-view. The family hits you want delivered to your home.
Emmaus coming off a 47-34 win over Central Catholic. It is their 17th straight win of the year. 18-1 overall after starting the year at 1-1. Let's meet their starters. Number 12 is Dan Weeder, averaging 8.1 a game. He had 10 the first meeting with Parkland. Red O'Hara wears number 24. Sophomore Mike Brusco wears number 33. And number 42, Adam Kaunitz. And the big man in the middle, University of Pittsburgh-bound Aaron Gray, stands 6'11". He's a senior, averaging 21.4 points per game. Tony Semler, assisted by Sean Drury, George Roman, Derek Hoppes, Brian Sable, Brian Bednar, and Matt Fraley. For the home Trojans, Matt Shelahowski wears number 3, Ed Olson number 10. Number 21 is Chuck McIntosh, a 6'2 senior. Number 22, Chris Huber, told me that ankle is nearing 100%. And their man in the middle is number 40, Rick Seltzer, averaging 10.9 a game. He leads the team in rebounding. You look at head coach Rich Fatzinger, 1 away from 200 in his career, 199 and 88. He's assisted by Ed Olson, Andy Stevens, Paul Stewart, Dave Martin, Scott Bauer, Sean Bodner, and Dak Krimmel. Last meeting, Friday, December 6th, in the Hornets' Nest. As you see, Parkland led after 1. They led at the half. They led after 3. Emmaus battled back to force overtime, winning the game by 4. Free throws, 16 for 22 for Parkland. They missed a couple big ones down the stretch. The threes were even. Rebounds favored Emmaus, and the turnovers were pretty close. Jim, by my numbers, as I look at it, Central Catholic and Parkland battling for the division. And because Parkland won that first meeting with the Vikes, they can afford to go into that last game 1 game behind Central, because they would obviously win the tiebreaker. But you really get the sense that Coach Fatzinger liked to win and keep on winning and not have to set up that kind of a scenario.
Exactly, Mike, because you want to keep yourself winning right into that conference playoff situation, and you want to make sure that you're on a good skin when you go into that feeling that you want to have all the confidence in the world and you don't want to come off of any losses. So I'm sure that that's what he's looking at. You want to win them all going into that stretch.
Rick Seltzer, the game's first look, 2-0 Trojans. If he can hit that shot, that obviously can pull out Aaron Gray away from the basket.
And that's exactly what their strategy is going to be, to pull him out as far as they can, because once he gets himself stationed inside, he's awfully tough to beat.
O'Hara. 12 is the new look Dan Weeder. I have to look twice to see him. He got rid of a lot of growth up there on top. I like the new look. Delightful young man. Had him on our radio show a couple of Saturdays ago, and he is just a real treat to be around, and a fine young man. Green Hornets come up short on their first possession. Huber looking for three. Rebound to Chuck McIntosh, who has been a big help to this basketball program. Olsen misfires, and that has been one of the things. Parkland has won 13 of their last 14 games, but Jim offensively they've struggled at times, as Red O'Hara has a three, his 9th of the season.
We're going to see a mistake there by Parkland stepping on the inbound line, and he's going to turn the ball over.
Tonight's games, Deer Central coming your way tonight, 9:30. Northampton, Freedom, Liberty Eastern, Nazareth, Becca, Whitehall, Allen, Colonial League, Salisbury, Bangor, Palisades, Northern Lehigh, Wilson, Northwestern, Southern Lehigh, Penargil, Saucon Valley. On the road, and Notre Dame at Catasauqua, your final game in the Colonial League. Now from the other end, it was Rhett O'Hara. Yes, my speed rating not quite up to speed there. 3-2 Emmaus, so very glad you could join us. Good crowd here tonight.
You see them bringing Seltzer way out there, trying to draw Gray out to cover him outside. And you're right, Mike, if he could hit a couple of those shots, that's going to make Gray consistently come out. Right now, Gray's going to cheat his way back into the paint most of the time. One thing that's impressed me so far is twice down the floor, Parkland has boxed out excellent down on the offensive end.
Here's McIntosh. Emmaus, of course, has won 2 straight against Parkland, including last year in the District 11 playoffs when they eliminated the then unbeaten Trojans. They won earlier in the regular season here. And also an offensive rebound there for Shelahowski. And they have a foul. As you get a look at Rich Fatzinger. Flank to his left was Ed Olson. Fine assistant. Tony Semler and his staff. And this could be the second of what really could balloon or wind up being 4 meetings between these two. Both 4A schools have qualified for the district tournament. They could very well meet again. If both qualify, and it certainly looks like Emmaus will, and if Parkland gets in, they could very well meet again in the conference tournament. Here's Brushko. A great year football-wise. Saw Joe Baudelaire at last night's Scholar Athlete dinner. Want to congratulate Liberty's Michael Laguidice. Jim, I know you're a teacher in that district, as Huber gets a breakaway. And it's 4-3 Parkland, and that's what the Trojans would like. Try and get some break opportunities. But Mike Laguidice, second Liberty football player to win that prestigious award in the last 5 years.
Yeah, him and Michael Wykowski hit it a couple of years ago, and very similar individuals, great leaders on the field, both quarterbacks, both excellent in the classroom.
Absolutely.
Over 4.0 averages, taking honor courses, and those are the kind of kids that, are going to be the future leaders of America, and you're glad to see them recognized in that function last night.
Yeah, it's a great affair. Hope you enjoyed our coverage as Shelahowski rattles home 3. And the Trojans have found their offensive touch, lead at 7-3.
That's the thing that they're going to need to do, Mike, get that offensive shooting from the outside, because when you're rebounding against a team like Emmaus, you're going to have to make a lot of shots.
There's Brushko. Kaunitz also joined Coach Semler and Weeder and myself on our sports show. First time they've been able to get it down inside to Gray, who draws 4 white jerseys and a foul.
It's always interesting how he draws people, but that's what you want to do when you're defensively covering him. You got to get somebody in front, somebody in back, and as soon as they get that ball in the post, you got to attack.
32 points and 22 rebounds. 17-game winning streak for the Green Hornets. Gray, a good free throw shooter, as 61%, 81 of 132, has shot the most, as you might expect, and made the most for Emmaus. Huber's 3 is off the mark, and a good box out by Dan Weeder. Brushko. As the Trojans now have settled back into a zone, and the Green Hornets come up empty on that possession. McIntosh. And McIntosh handles the ball very well. He was a part of their program as a 9th grader and actually played the point guard position. kind of outgrew it, as you can see, got a lot thicker, and Coach Fatzinger needed him inside. So McIntosh can handle the ball, and it is one of the reasons why this Trojan team will have the ability, Jim, to get into the lanes and break, because of, you know, he and Seltzer run the floor so well.
Well, that's a very big attribute when you're that size and you can handle a basketball and come outside and bring people outside. And that's the kind of thing that, as a coach, you love to have a situation like that.
Official's going to get it right here. Perry Nordell underneath didn't get a clear view of it because he was blocked by Aaron Gray. But take another look. Frank D'Angelo from behind had a good look, and he says it was last touched by Emmaus.
You see Parkland still trying to spread it around and bring him away from the basket as Seltzer attempts a shot from the outside.
Yeah, you can see how he rushed it, too. That's the presence of that. That's what 6'11" does. You know, you don't get an opportunity, you know, to practice against that. You know, you see it on game night.
That's a great point, Mike. You really don't. You can try to simulate it as much as you want to, but when you see it up close and personal, especially at the high school level, because you're not going to see very many of them.
I guess I've heard teams practicing with guys having tennis rackets. Is Gray now just going to play volleyball with it? 7-6. But here come the Trojans. They are doing a tremendous job of getting down the court. That's a real strength for them as Seltzer kicks in two more, 9-6.
Well, that's what they did the first time, Mike. They got a lot of transition buckets, and it paid off for them in that first game. So they hopefully thought about going back to it again tonight. They've been very successful here so far in the first quarter.
Yeah, 56 points that Parkland scored in that game against Emmaus still represents the most that the Green Hornets have given up this year. They give up just 41 a game as Brushko buries a three, and we're tied at 9. But quickly the other way, Kaunitz may have gotten a piece. And now some sloppy ball handling in transition. Tony Summer not going to be happy with that possession. Here's Shelahowski, picked up quickly by Weeder. Huber open on the other wing. McIntosh offensive board, poked away by Gray, but Chuck hangs in there to ring up a deuce.
Well, that's what you got to do. You can't be afraid to go inside. Even if you get it smacked back the first time, you got to go right back at it, and that's what McIntosh did. Excellent job inside.
11-9 Trojans. Weeder, baseline, leaves for Gray, mishandled it, and now Huber has it. I think Gray was getting ready to send that one home and just took his eye off it. Olsen down the lane for two.
That's what Olsen's best attribute is, that penetration layup, and you saw a great example of it right there.
He had a frustrating night in their Friday night loss against Allen. Actually fouled out with some 4 minutes to go. The Canaries did a good job on him. So far, the Trojans have bounced back with a good quarter to start here against the state's number 3 ranked team. Defending champ Harrisburg, who they will play, by the way, on this floor this Saturday. Ranked 1, Williamsport 2, and Emmaus number 3, Weeder. And it won't go. Brushko has it, and that will. And that's without Gray inside, the Green Hornets getting extra attempts.
Well, that's the thing that's going to frustrate Coach Fatzinger is you see the attempt outside Brushko, but then they come inside, and that's what you want to do. You know you're going to do a good job on Gray if you can get a body on him and get a couple guys boxing him out, but you can't let the other guys hurt you, and that time they did.
Well, this young man stepping to the line right now is one of the big differences between these two teams. You know, just a sophomore, the first time they played, he had 3 points, but he's a vastly improved player to this point. He had 13 points, including 2 threes in Friday night's win against Central.
He's got a big body on him, too, for a sophomore, Mike. He's going to be a very big player in the future for the Emmaus program.
The only underclassman to start, as there are some subs being made. Jake Weeder, number 5, is in for Emmaus. And in for Parkland, number 4, Tim Cadden. Cadden had a huge game against Emmaus, 18 points, including a 3. He really played well. As Olsen has his second field goal, he did not have one in Friday night's loss, had just 2 points on 2 free throws against Allen.
Well, you got to like Eddie Olsen's intensity, Mike. He's challenging that whole zone. He doesn't care how many people they have inside 6'11". He's just going through the middle and putting his shot up with confidence.
1 quarter in the books. Trojans leading Emmaus 15-12.
Family Prescription Center in Bethlehem remembers when your pharmacist knew your name and your prescription needs. We've been serving your community for more than 111 years. Today, Family Prescription Center offers free delivery, old-fashioned customer service, and the best of today's technology.
I tell my friends to go there.
Call us to see how we can fulfill your prescription needs. 439 Wyandotte Street in Bethlehem.
You won't just be another customer, you'll be like the family.
We're going to look at the Emmaus cheerleaders, and we want to wish them good luck. Head coach Jen Bednar and 17 of their squad, the competition squad, will be participating in the Nationals, leaving next Friday the 7th. They won the regionals. Ashley Pruitt is their captain, so we wish the ladies good luck. Atlanta Metro making it easy. 610-776-RIDE, www.atlantabus.com. Back to work, second quarter, 15-12 Parkland. All 5 of their starters. Jim, at the beginning we mentioned that Rick Seltzer and everybody will need to play well if they are to be successful. All 5 scoring at least a point in that first quarter.
That's going to be a key for them, and also when Cadden came into the ball game now, if he can get a little bit of a hot hand, that'll be a very, very useful weapon for Parkland here in the second quarter.
Well, Tony Semler did not like that possession by his Green Hornets, and immediately a timeout. And he has everybody's attention and grabbing a little shirt and a little jersey as well. There's an unhappy head coach right now. Take a look at the standings, and you can see Emmaus 3 up on Allen. A win here will clinch for the the Green Hornets. 10-4 Allen, Easton 5-9, Freedom at 2-12. Here's the interesting scenario with Central Catholic. These two meet final game of the regular season. And once again, if Parkland goes in there 1 game behind, they could still win the division with a victory over the Vikings via having beaten them twice then during the regular season. Becca's in with last night's win against Allen, 12-2. Deeruff at 8-6. Watch out for Tom Stout's guys. They've won something like 7 of their 9 games. That 13, a magic number. They have qualified for the District 11 tournament. They won't be around for the Lehigh Valley Conference tournament, but that's a dangerous team.
And what's going to happen, Mike, is after you've gone through the Lehigh Valley Conference, you're going to be a force in the district playoffs because of the fact that the night in, night out competition that you faced.
Well, you know, you look at this first half, Jim, Parkland is getting some very good looks at the basket. That another opportunity. Shelahowski, who makes his threes at 33%, has 29. They'll take that shot.
The Parkland zone has Emmaus a lot of problems here so far tonight.
Triple team on Gray. Weeder has it now out on the perimeter. What do you think Tony Semler talked about?
Well, I think he was getting to the fact that you got to run your patterns and you got to start looking more inside, because I think that they were just throwing that ball around very, very slowly. He wanted them to get a little bit more crisp and find the open man.
And here comes the fast-moving Trojans. Reverse layup missed by Cadden. Cadden averaging 14-6 per game.
Well, Mike, the other thing with Emmaus is they're going to see all kinds of zones all year long, so it's not like you're not seeing something that you haven't seen before, but you sometimes get lulled to sleep by zones, and I think that's what happened.
Green Hornets are struggling a little bit in the half-court offense right now. They're having a tough time getting Gray involved. They're not hitting from the perimeter. Red O'Hara back in. He'll give Jake Weeder a breather. Jake, the younger brother to Dan, obviously. He's a junior. Let it get through his hands. So both teams not missing some opportunities. Trojans up by 3. Number 32 is Andrew Carpenter in for the Green Hornets. 6'3" sophomore, playing a lot of minutes as a freshman. Rhett O'Hara off the mark, and the rebound to the Trojans. Here's Huber in transition, and now Olsen.
Mike, you can see that Parkland is definitely playing with a little bit more hop in their step, and they've really zipping that ball around and doing a lot better job of attacking the defense.
They absolutely have had some very good opportunities offensively. If they'd be shooting the ball better, they'd have a pretty nice lead. You know, they lead by 3, but they could have near a double-digit lead if they had, you know, been shooting a better percentage. Countit's back in. And Brushko a breather. 5:24 to go here, second quarter. Still looking for points from either team in this period. Olsen, he's not afraid to go in there, even though he knows 6'11's in there. Seltzer once again showing that he has good range to his game. 17-12. Seltzer now has 6 points.
That's going to be very pivotal. As you said, he had a double-double the last time they played. And now if they're going to give him that shot outside and he hits it, that's going to be something they're going to have to adjust to.
Absolutely. 14 points, 10 rebounds. Gray, and that counts. Rich Fatzinger said it best, when he gets it there, we can't stop him.
And they had 3 people on him, as you can see. And any replay will show when he's involved, there's going to be 3 to 4 people on him. And you can see as they collapse, you'll see him front and back. And what happens is he's just so much bigger than everybody. When he gets up top, doesn't matter if you hit his hand, his shooting hand still has control.
12 double-doubles on the year. He had a double-double against Central, 25 points and 10 rebounds. 3-point play, and the Green Hornets back to within 2. Green Hornets continue to play man-to-man, and you can see Gray's extended out to that free throw line. Cadden, rebound, held ball, and it'll stay with Parkland. Good hustle by both teams, Olsen and Carpenter.
And that's what you get most of the time out of Eddie Olsen, Mike. It's amazing, you know, not big in size, but I'll tell you what, the heart, the size of this building, because when it comes to those kind of situations, he usually wins out.
Huber. Seltzer now double teamed and goes back outside to Olsen. 4:16 to go, first half. Shalahowski open look. Yes, they have done a nice job running their offense.
Very good job looking on that right side, getting a good screen from Cadden as he came up top.
5 now for Shalahowski. Older brother Brad on the roster at Lehigh University. First place Lehigh. Some good stuff going on there with the Mountain Hawks. Gray misses once and then a foul. Not much Rick Seltzer could do. Gray's just right there to, you know, clean it up if he does miss it, and that'll be the first personal on Rick Seltzer.
Well, once you get in an inside paint position, you're in trouble because he just operates his best out of that position.
Correct myself. They didn't call that on Seltzer. They called that one on Huber. First on Huber, team's 4th. He also had 5 assists that first meeting against Parkland, so he led the team in points, rebounds, and assists. Part of the Green Hornets' 17-game winning streak.
Straight up.
Is a win over defending 3A champion, and as Cadden, good hustle on the board.
You can see the frustration from Aaron Gray that time. He had his hands on that ball, but Cadden sort of took it away from him and put the ball up and got the bucket.
57-45 win over Kennett, the defending 3A state champs. Over the last week and into next week, Emmaus will have a pretty neat schedule. Of course, the competition around here, and then the defending 3A champ, and then Harrisburg, the defending 4A champ. That's Kaunitz. As it remains a 2-point game, Parkland up by a deuce. Cadden. And he draws a foul on Weeder.
Well, the thing that basket that Cadden had before is going to give him a little bit more confidence now, and you saw that time on the drive. Did a good job of getting himself inside. He's going to get 2 foul shots out of it.
Pretty well documented how Cadden served a suspension for violation of team policy, and I don't know that mentally he's been back. This guy was dynamite before he, you know, had to sit for a couple of games. He is, I mean, even from the free throw line, you see him miss there. He's, you know, he was well up. His percentage now 64%. He's still second on the team in steals. He was off to a great start. His confidence a little bit shaken with that. And I know Rich Fatzinger would love to see him get back. 22-19. Cadden gets 1 of 2 from the stripe.
Well, I think another thing that happens with that situation with Cadden, Mike, is when the team wins all those games when you were out, that certainly doesn't help your confidence if you're the person that's sitting out. You know, if it would have been a 500 or a losing streak when he was out, he might have been more confident to come back. But I think he's tentative to figure out where he fits in now.
Green Hornets break it down, but Carpenter missed the layup. Quickly the other way, the Trojans look to run. Huber, good transition D by Emmaus. Nice job by Carpenter of recognizing Huber. And here's Seltzer now. Weeder nearly the steal. And the Emmaus fans unhappy with the call. They'll say it last touched by the green and gold.
Good hustle by Weeder there. You can see just gives a little tap outside and then doesn't give up on it. Goes toe-to-toe right to the finish.
It was a good call, it looked like. Weeder had the last touch on it. 2:04 to go first half. Closely contested game as we expected it would be. Olsen doing what he does best, but missed it inside.
Thought he could take advantage that time, even though Gray's on the inside. As you said, Mike, he does not fear that.
He's not afraid.
He's never been, though. That's the thing.
They try to collapse on Gray once again, but again, he's able to get his hands on it and a foul.
Personal foul number 4.
I think this foul is on Seltzer, and it is. Seltzer, his second, team's fifth. That obviously an important number for the Trojans, and Emmaus will go right back in there. That's smart basketball, because the Trojans can ill afford to lose Seltzer for any time in this game. Shalahowski for three. No. And the rebound Emmaus.
That was definitely in and out, Mike. I thought that one was going. And they moved the ball very well on that offensive sequence.
And another good look. They are getting really high percentage shots. I'd have to think Coach Fatzinger says, hey, keep running your offense. You are really getting some nice looks.
Well, I think he's very happy with what's going on. It's just that they haven't been making them. And you were right. With a couple of those shots, they'd have a pretty sizable lead here.
Andrew Carpenter this time gets it right. He's averaging 3 points a game. His first field goal of the game, and it's 22-21. It's just a great matchup.
Plus, I think that they're making Emmaus work a lot harder than they usually do, Mike, because they're drawing him out here a lot farther. Look where he's at right now. He's midway between half court and the foul line, and that's a pretty long distance to go for, especially if your center's 6'11". So this whole thing, it's almost like a semi-delay, but they're looking to score out of it, but they're really drawing him out, and that makes you work a little bit harder, and they're tiring him out a little bit. I think Emmaus looks a little tired here right now.
18 seconds. Huber. Looks like the Trojans will go for the last shot at this point. They lead it by one, 22-21. Olsen. Seltzer lost it momentarily. They're going to have to hurry now. 3 seconds. Huber able to let it go. They didn't get a good look. Well, Tony Semler applauds his team's effort in that closing seconds as we head to the break. Parkland 22, Emmaus 21.
Different? It's okay to be different. The Suzuki Ario from Lehigh Valley Suzuki is different, with all the room you're looking for and more standard horsepower than the Toyota Matrix. At $179 a month and a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, the Suzuki Ario is America's best value. I'd say that's different. The Suzuki Ario from Lehigh Valley Suzuki on the Lehigh Street Auto Mile. It's okay to be different. Well, that's just weird.
Criminal justice. One of the fastest growing career opportunities. Allentown Business School can get you there. The criminal justice program at Allentown can prepare you for an important career where you can make a difference. Financial aid available for those who qualify. Call toll-free 888-806-0808. That's 888-806-0808.
GE brings good things to life at Kleckner's in Whitehall and Emmaus during the GE Winter Inventory Clearance Sale. Save with warm indoor prices like these on new GE refrigerator technology with crushed ice and water filter only $9.99. This Hot Point Smooth Top electric range only $4.99. And this Hot Point washer dryer combo only $6.29 for the pair. Hurry in for best selection. It's an exciting winter inventory clearance sale on GE appliances at Kleckner's, 2177 MacArthur Road in Whitehall and 575 Chestnut Street, Emmaus.
Now more people than ever are finding the pre-owned car, van, truck, or SUV they really wanted at Scott Lot on Lehigh Street or right from their home or office at scottcars.com. You'll see the Blue Book price right next to the Scott price, so check it and save. As always, you can choose from the finest pre-owned inventory. But best of all, you'll buy with confidence from the most trusted name in the Lehigh Valley. Visit scottcars.com or Scott Lot on the Lehigh Street Auto Mile.
Get up.
Okay, fellas.
So what do you think? Good offense or good defense? Pick one to experience the Volvo S60 at volvocars.com.
Move. Ready.
Hello, ladies.
Set.
Let's go.
Gone. Coming to TNT 3 nights in a row. Nicolas Cage.
We do this, we do it my way.
Angelina Jolie.
What do you think is more exciting, having sex or stealing cars?
Don't miss the network television premiere of Gone in 60 Seconds. 3 nights in a row. Starting Friday, February 14th at 8. Only on TNT.
Okay, let's ride.
We know drama.
Basketball takes center court on the Pennsylvania Cable Network this winter as the PCN Game of the Week. Girls tip off PCN's hoop action on Friday nights, followed by a live boys game at 7:30 p.m. High school basketball also airs on Saturdays with a replay of Friday's live contest. Each PCN Game of the Week is one step closer to the network's exclusive carriage of state basketball finals in March. For the best in high school athletics, turn to the Pennsylvania Cable Network, state leader in scholastic sports programming.
Back on December 6th, that was, of course, at Emmaus High School. Your score now, 22-21. And really, you get the sense, Jim, as we talked about, Parkland really did an awful lot of good things. And I would think that Coach Fatzinger right now pleased with, after a dismal performance against Allen, the way they ran their offense.
Oh, I think he's very pleased with that. I think he's looking at a little bit more shot production and getting a little bit more to go. But I think as far as the execution, the hustle, the defensive play on both times down the floor, that they had real trouble spots that they had to stop, they did. And I think he's real happy with everything that went on. He's just, a little upset that a lot of things didn't go from the outside. And if that turns in the second half, he could have a really good game on his hands for
Absolutely.
himself.
Had an opportunity at some fast break points that he wanted as well. For Tony Semler, I think he'd have to be concerned at the way they're struggling a little bit against that Parkland zone. They're really collapsing it inside. And you get the sense that someone's going to need to step up from the perimeter.
Exactly. Somebody's going to have to become the zone buster for Emmaus here soon. And what happens, and I know, I was thinking again, when he called that timeout, he's so frustrated because it's not like it's something they haven't seen before. They got to move the ball quicker, and they got to get somebody to really hit some shots to bust that zone open.
We'll be back after this, 22-21. When we return, we'll take a look inside the numbers and first half highlights.
Different? It's okay to be different. The Suzuki Ario from Lehigh Valley Suzuki is different. With all the room you're looking for and more standard horsepower than the Toyota Matrix. At $179 a month and a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, the Suzuki Ario is America's best value. I'd say that's different. The Suzuki Ario from Lehigh Valley Suzuki on the Lehigh Street Auto Mile. It's okay to be different. Well, that's just weird.
When you need a prescription filled, who do you turn to? Walters Pharmacy. Walters Pharmacy compounds prescriptions and takes filling prescriptions as their #1 priority. At Walters, you'll save time. Trust Walters Pharmacy for convenience with free, fast delivery in the city of Allentown. You can visit walterspharmacy.net and email the pharmacists with questions. Since 1937, Walters Pharmacy, making life easier through genuine care.
Let's go get Yakult. You know it's always been the best. Let's go get Yakult for quality that beats the rest. They got cheesesteaks, French fries. The famous Yakult hot dog is known worldwide. Let's go get Yakult. The secret sauce is one of a kind.
Yakult's, an Allentown tradition.
From business and life insurance to car and property, we have the policy that will work for you for less. You're more than a customer at D.E. Cressman Insurance Agency because we really care. When you decide to use our services, you become a member of a growing family. We are a full-line agency at D.E. Cressman Insurance and welcome the opportunity to quote your auto, home, commercial, and life insurance needs. So don't get bugged about your insurance rates because we are here for whatever your need may be. Give us a call at 610-433-1568 or visit our website.
Who says you can't keep up with the kids today? The versatile Volvo V70.
Discover the Poconos' premier entertainment complex, Penn's Peak, featuring entertainment above the rest. Offering musical genres including country, rock, and contemporary performers. Upcoming acts include Brad Paisley, February the 4th, Three Dog Night, February 7th, the Charlie Daniels Band, March 28th, Blue Oyster Cult, and Foghat, April 12th. Penn's Peak Restaurant features a mouth-watering menu open 6 days a week. Penn's Peak, entertainment above the rest.
First half highlights, Green Hornets attacking it from the inside. Carpenter, a twisting layup. Brushko going to Rhett O'Hara, rattles home a three. Moving around the perimeter, that mid-range jump shot for Adam Kaunitz. Rick Seltzer starting out the game with a bucket from out in the perimeter, and they really had a good first half for Parkland. Shot the ball well from out there, and that's one of the plans for Coach Fatzinger. Ed Olson, fearless, as we talked about. They list him 5'8", we'll call him 5'8", but he's not afraid. He knows there's 7 foot in there somewhere, but he'll try and beat him with quickness. There you see the percentages. He may be struggling, 29%, 7 for 24. Now Parkland, 10 for 27 at 37%, but a lot of the, the makes were in transition where they scored, off the break. Free throws 5 for 6 for Emmaus, 83%. Parkland shooting just 2. Individual scoring, Gray with 8, Brushko 6, Carpenter 4, O'Hara 3, Seltzer a half dozen, Shelahowski 5, Olson 4, Cadden 3, McIntosh and Huber with 2 each. Want to remind our viewers that on this Saturday, the first, Hoop Group will be here, and what a 5-game extravaganza they have. Becca St. Benedict's at 1, Bishop Hannon Trinity at 2:30, Emmaus Harrisburg at 4, St. Patrick's and Blair at 5:30, and Parkland and Sayersville at 7. We will be televising the 3 games involving our local teams. Tickets are on sale for all those games right here at Parkland High School. We're back to work. Here's Kaunitz. Rebound into the hands of McIntosh.
You can see already Mike Emmaus did a better job that time getting the ball around the zone.
Olson had it swatted away, but not before there was a foul committed.
The other thing that's going to happen here is you're going to see Gray get a little bit more aggressive on the defensive end with his shot blocking ability, as you saw in that sequence right there.
Each team the same starting 5 as Olson steps to the line to shoot 2. Brushko, the personal team's first here. Early going second half. Trojans, Shelahowski, Olson, McIntosh, Huber, and Seltzer. For Emmaus, Weeder, O'Hara, Brushko, Kaunitz, and Gray. A pair for Olson, who is an 82% free throw shooter. Trojans by 3. Green Hornets working it around the perimeter and now find a little passing lane inside Gray. Gets it back outside. Brushko's jump shot from the free throw line comes up short. Trojans on the move. Huber relocates. That may have been partially deflected and saved smartly by Brushko. Here comes Weeder. They have numbers if they can set it up. Weeder solos for a deuce.
Smart decision by Weeder that time. He knew he had the situation going for him, and they got to penetrate before that zone sets up. Did a good job.
Boy, you talk about some good hustle, and it was Weeder hustling back defensively who just got in there and forced an errant pass, and the Trojans turn it over. A great effort by Dan Weeder. Atlanta Metro making it easy. 6'10", 776 ride. www.atlantabus.com.
You're going to see a good observation right here by Weeder. Knew he could make that move inside. Good use of his body off the glass. That's what they want to do. They want to penetrate. They become more aggressive. You can see it already here in the second half, Mike. They've done a great job of moving the ball around the floor against that zone defense.
Well, here's the way it looks down the stretch. Parkland, after tonight, plays at Deeroff, then hosts Whitehall and finishes the regular season at Central. Central tonight, of course, has Deeroff. There are the remaining games for these two. For Emmaus, we'll stick with them. Friday night, they have Allen. And that'll be an important game involving the Canaries. Then Deeroff and then Whitehall. But Emmaus looking very good and in good shape. Allen, of course, has Central and Deeroff to play. They have Whitehall this evening. And, of course, the Emmaus game. Central also has a game in there with Whitehall, which we will have this Friday night. It'll be our live game, as it'll be their Hall of Fame induction night. Brushko thinks about a three. Kicks it outside. Count it. Weeder. O'Hara relocates at the free throw line, misses. Seltzer, a good job battling inside. It was poked out of bounds off of Aaron Gray.
Smart play by Seltzer, getting inside position that time. That's the way you're going to have to beat the guy that's 6'11" to get that inside position quicker than the other guy.
24-23. There's been a close game throughout with Parkland. You know, this one, at least score-wise, Parkland led throughout most of that game before the Green Hornets were able to rally late.
You see Coach Fatzinger telling his guys he wants them to pull it out a little bit further, make people get away from the basket, and there's the shot he wants.
That time, Gray challenged it. Seltzer came up just a little short. Huber. And there's the impact of having Seltzer take that shot, Jim. That balances things out inside, and the Trojans able to come up with an offensive board and a second opportunity.
Well, it's funny, Mike. We always talk about numbers on fast breaks. Well, that's the same thing you can say about the rebounding situation. When you pull a big guy out, the numbers are pretty even inside, and they got a good chance. And they're pulling it way out when you see it now. Here they're pulling it way out. They're trying to work from that high post area. Seltzer once again between the foul line and midcourt. Not many times you're going to see your center parked in that position.
Trojans, good patience. Defensively, the Green Hornets give up just 41 a game. Not a surprise, and here they come up with a steal. Opportunity to shoot for the lead. And it is Weeder. And a good box out by Seltzer. Did you see him drive Gray off the box?
Had the elbows out, pushed his butt right into him, which is what you need to do.
McIntosh the rebound, but it was through the efforts of Seltzer. And the Trojans will try it again now at this end. Huber. You know, you look at the 5 players on the court right now for Parkland as Olsen posts up. Mike Doble, Rob Miloski, athletic director and assistant athletic director, and of course I think we all pretty familiar and know that Rob Miloski is the head coach of the football team, the state championship football team. Interesting setup here, Jim, with Olsen posting up, and he's very good at that. Forget about him being 5'8". He can, you know, he'll take a defender in there, and he's very good and very crafty, and at least working his way to the free throw line.
Well, he learned a long time ago, Mike, that he's going to have to make things happen for himself, and it doesn't matter what position he's in on the court. And if they're spreading them out as much as they are, he's going to get those kind of looks down low in the block.
You know, it's interesting. Coaches right now involved in this battle to get into the tournament have been talking about matchups. You know, Parkland lost 2 regular season games to Allen, and, you know, that's pretty obvious that that's not a real good matchup for them. But this one isn't bad, believe it or not. You know, despite Gray, who creates matchup problems for everybody, but across the board, Trojans match up a little bit better against Emmaus than they would, say, with an Allen.
Exactly, Mike, and we talked about that before. The speed factor comes into play. These 2 teams are pretty evenly matched, except for the inside, where you see that time Gray getting the ball and getting fouled.
Pretty obvious that they're not going to let the big guy take it to him, and they just take the foul, and they'll take their chances with Gray going to the free throw line. Personal on McIntosh, his second. Team's first here in the second half. Emmaus offensively, they averaged 58.9 a game, scored a season-high 77 in a win against Pottsville. Season low in their only loss of the year against Central Catholic, 33 points. Defensively, where it's tough. They have allowed better than 50 points just 4 times this year, with Parkland's 56 representing the best, as I mentioned, offensive output. Council Rock scored 53. Pottsville 53, and Liberty in overtime, in double overtime, able to get to 55.
I think one of the things we talked about in the first half, Mike, with this spread offense, it's going to make you work a little bit harder defensively. You got to come out a couple of steps more on every possession. So somewhere along the line, we'll see if that can take its toll for Parkland on Emmaus, as they've been really making them work. And when you're a good defensive team, they're putting a little bit more overtime in the defense tonight than normal. When you get guys like Gray only have 9 points, that's the kind of thing you see. It's not because he hasn't gotten the shots. It's because they've been playing good defense on him. They haven't even gotten the ball.
Here's Olsen, and this time 6'11" gets the better of 5'8", but the outlet pass goes awry. Remains a 2-point game. Backdoor and a beauty as Seltzer is able to find Ed Olsen.
Well, that's what you're going to get off that high extension. You're going to see that everybody stays out, and he just saw him sneak in down low. Olsen does a good job of recognizing an opportunity.
He has all 6 of their points here in the third quarter. 28-24 Parkland. An interesting role reversal there. Seltzer, the assist man, and Olsen, the guy inside. Kaunitz this time short. Offensive board for Adam, and he's got it. Hung in there nicely. Kind of had a feel that he knew he missed it short and right, and made a good break. He had 10 points the first meeting. And has 4 this season. Shelahowski's 3. Karam's over the backboard, and it'll be Emmaus basketball. 1:31 to go third quarter.
Well, what happens when you spread the offense out like Coach Fatzinger is, you're taking all that advantage that Emmaus usually has when they pack that zone in and have the big guy inside. So they're making him work a little bit harder. It's been very successful here a couple times down.
O'Hara walks it up to the 3-point arc. Carpenter left alone, and rebound Rick Seltzer.
Emmaus' shooting has just gone really cold here, Mike, and that's not really helping them. They're getting some decent looks and some good shots, but their shooting percentage here in the third period has really gone down.
Emmaus 21 points at the half. They now have 26. Low-scoring second and third quarter. It was 15-12 after one. Emmaus won the second frame 9-7.
Oh, it happens too, Mike. When you're playing this offense and you're making them come out and play a way out here, it sometimes gets to a point where you get frustrated because you're usually used to going up and down the floor and scoring a little bit more of a pace than normal than they are, and that's what's happening now. They just have to work so hard on defense that they're frustrating themselves and shooting very quick on offense and not making the shots.
25 seconds. And the Trojans worked for the last shot at the end of the half, and now getting to the point where we're going to see it again. 12 seconds. Olsen crosses over into the paint. Picked up by Gray. Shovels to McIntosh. And the rebound to Gray. There's time. Weeder, still time. That's good if it goes. It will not. 3 in the books. It is Parkland 28, Emmaus 26.
Hey, Little Mets, big moments. Big brothers and sisters of Lehigh Valley. There's a lot of money out there for the kids, helping the kids. Come bowl with us. March 2nd, Jordan Lanes. Don't meet me there, beat me there. You're going to see my friend Katrina, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
Bowl for kids' sake. Come out and join Daryl Dawkins and the Valley Dogs raise money for Big Brothers, Big Sisters. March 2nd at Jordan Lanes. For more information on registering a team, call today.
Good look from our underneath camera as Rick Seltzer becomes the passor, and Ed Olson producing the bucket. Dr. Larry Ryan, chiropractics, Sheriff Ron Rossai, son Christopher. Sheriff Rossai was at last night's Scholar Athlete dinner. He doesn't miss any of those. He knows. He knows that's a special night. And I'll tell you what, anybody who has not experienced that night, you know, just for the dinner, I don't know if there's a better banquet facility in the area. At Northampton Community Center, they serve a great dinner, a little chicken, ham, and all of the good stuff that goes with it. They do a terrific job in hosting that event. Hope you enjoyed TV2's coverage of that event. And again, congratulations to Michael Lagrudicek. One and done as ripping down the board is number 44, number 44, Matt Hoover, who's checked in. This is a lineup that I've been interested to see if we were going to see much of this with Hoover and Gray in there. They really become a big team. There's Kaunitz for 3, and Emmaus has the lead 29-28.
That's the whole secret, Mike. They got to get somebody to hit from the outside, and that time Kaunitz did a good job of that. It doesn't matter what changes Coach Semler would make in the inside. You got to get somebody to hit that shot from the outside.
Well, it was Adam Kaunitz who hit that memorable three-pointer to knock the Trojans out of the playoffs a year ago. Seltzer an answer inside, and now we've got a little action. 30-29 Trojans.
Pace has picked up on both sides of the court.
This is the first, I believe, that we have seen this matchup. Coach Baxter and I have talked about Hoover and Gray being on there, and it's something that Coach Semler's talked about. He said, you know, we've worked a little bit on it. Doesn't look real good to us in practice, but they're trying it tonight.
You're going to see that inside out. Gray doing a good job of getting the ball back to Kaunitz. That's what they did a little bit better job of here in the fourth quarter so far, getting the ball inside out.
Kaunitz now 3 threes on the year, 9 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 block shots. Make it 10 now for Aaron Gray, approaching another double-double. He already has a dozen of them. Lead seesawing back and forth. It's the Green Hornets now by 1. Crowd, you sense, hoping for something special here as well. There's a good regular season crowd on hand. Of course, this is the Battle of Cedar Crest Boulevard. Just a short ride down the road from these two schools. And the Trojans once again will get patterned into their offense and show some patience. They're now down 1. McIntosh, guarded by number 44 number 44 Matt Hoover.
Well, you hear some people booing Mike, and that's the thing that I really get upset with, because this takes patience to run something like this, and it takes skill to do something like this. And it's not something that, you know, it's not a delay game. They're just looking for a good shot.
They don't understand how 6'11" alters your thinking offensively as well. What the Trojans would really like to do is get some break opportunities, but they have been few and far between since the early part of this game. So now the Green Hornets, again, they have won 17 in a row. Trojans had their 13-game winning streak snapped on Friday night, losing to Allen 59-42. Kaunitz rims this one out, and Gray the rebound. Little baseline jumper won't go, and Cadden there for the miss. You know, it's been an interesting game in the respect that neither team has really put together a run.
A lot of counter-punching going on. They really haven't gotten any kind of a streak going.
That ball's tipped free and retrieved by Gray. It was Red O'Hara getting a hand on that one. This would be a huge win for the Trojans in terms of them earning a spot in the upcoming tournament.
Good job by Cadden sliding down the zone there, get a hand on it, knock that ball out of bounds.
Sub in, it's Shelahowski, and Huber will get a breather. 4:46 to go in regulation. 31-30. Here's Gray. Red O'Hara picked up quickly by Olsen. Hoover, O'Hara. Matt Hoover played well the first meeting against Parkland. Had 3 points when off the bench, but really did a nice job and coming in when Gray was in foul trouble. Again, an opportunity for the Green Hornets to get a little distance between themselves and the Trojans. They come up empty. Still a one-point game. Shelahowski down the lane. Little floater over the stretching arm of Aaron Gray.
Good job of getting inside position. Saw a lane opening and took advantage of it. Gray is getting very frustrated here, Mike, with the defense that they have put on him down low. And you can see he's had to work awfully hard tonight to get any kind of shot opportunities.
Shelahowski now has 7. That's the number he had the first meeting. Kaunitz not this time. And McIntosh the rebound. Chuck, of course, did not play in that first meeting. He had a couple other things on his mind.
Just a couple minor things.
Yeah, like winning a state football championship. Seltzer now with the Trojans up 1.
Parkland very patient, doing a nice job of screening.
Cadden. McIntosh there to bail him out, and a foul. Boy, that's a heck of a play and an offensive board for McIntosh.
Well, he knew that the big guy was right behind him, so he had to do something. As you see Cadden come in and throw up a shot there, hits the side of the backboard, but McIntosh knows that the big guy's going to be inside, so he double pumps and gets the foul.
McIntosh, numbers improving with each and every game. He's averaging close to 5 a game now, among the team leaders in steals and rebounds. 6 points, 5 rebounds, and what was a bright spot in Friday night's loss against Allen. He provided some energy, and to quote Coach Fatzinger, he just does a lot of good things for us. He doesn't have to be scoring points. He's a well-rounded player, and we need, obviously, his thickness and athleticism. The two coaches now will meet with their respective teams as we enter the stretch run. Parkland, Rich Fatzinger to your right, leading 33. Tony Sumler, 31. Take another look at this shot by Shelahowski, and watch the way he has to arch this one with just squeezing it over the fingertips of Aaron Gray.
Well, you're always conscious that Aaron Gray's going to come out of somewhere, and there he was, and he did get it right over the fingertips, as you said, Mike. That was just picture perfect.
Pretty play. Good shot down there courtside. Emmaus cheerleaders on the court, and again, we'll remind our viewers that we want to wish Jen Bednar and their crew good luck. 17 of them, their competition squad, will be competing in the Nationals. They'll leave next Friday for Disney World. They won the regionals. We wish them the very best. Ashley Pruitt is their captain, and a very athletic crew, a very athletic team. And we certainly do wish them success down there. That's a great experience for the ladies. 3:05 to go here. Low scoring game as you look at Rick Seltzer. And McIntosh to the free throw line. This is the area in which the game perhaps Got away from them a little bit. Actually, they just gave Emmaus some opportunities. They missed the front end of 2 separate one-on-ones with under 2 minutes to go in that game, and it obviously allowed Emmaus just enough room to draw even, send it into overtime, and win the game. 34-31 on the McIntosh free throw. Kaunitz for 3 in the tie. Won't go. McIntosh is coming up big here in the waning moments for Parkland. Another rebound.
You're right, Mike. He's not only stepped to the foul line, but he's had a couple good rebounds here down the stretch.
That's why he's in there.
Parkland will be content once again to run that offense up high.
Well, a bucket in the way this game is materializing, Jim, would go a long way. We've reached 219. Points here in this possession for the Trojans would be huge. Green Hornets now extend the defense. Gray well out beyond the three-point arc now to guard Seltzer, and that's exactly what Rich Fatzinger and his coaching staff wanted. This is exactly what they wanted to have happen.
They wanted that matchup to happen so they can hopefully get somebody to go backdoor, and that's what they're going to be looking for most of the time here. Emmaus is overplaying somewhat. Somebody's going to be free down low.
1:43. Here's Olsen.
And if not, they're still running their offense, Mike, so it's still a continuation. A lot of continuity going on. They're not really losing any ground as there's a foul now out front.
Well, and they have a host. Well, not a host. Couple more to give. That'll be the 15th foul. Parkland's committed just 2. Sub for Emmaus. Number 5 is Jake Weeder. And I'm a little surprised that O'Hara would take a foul like that. That's a non-shooting foul. That's his 4th. And I think Tony Semler is a little bit perplexed by that as well.
I think they're getting a little frustrated too, Mike, because they're getting playing that little keep away Parkland is, and Emmaus is pushing the envelope a little bit.
Olsen past midcourt. And a foul this time on Jake Weeder.
See, the thing that's a very big advantage for Parkland here is you've been running this kind of offense the whole game, so it's not like you're going into a delay game to protect the lead. This is what you've been doing the whole game. You're used to it, and Emmaus had to gear up the defense a little bit tougher now, and they've become aggressive and got called for a couple fouls.
Olsen, McIntosh sees Gray coming his way and decides to check off. We're approaching 1 minute. Here's McIntosh. This is going to come down to the free throw line. Cadden, and there's a foul. And this one will be a 1-and-1. So you're basically in the same scenario, not as quite the score as we had the first go around, but Parkland leading and an opportunity now to add a 1-and-1. O'Hara back in replacing Jake Weeder.
Good job that time by Cadden coming to the basketball. Well, that's one of the things when you're in that delay, people sometimes hesitate and don't come to the ball. He did a good job of coming to the ball and is going to get the foul shots out of it.
Cadden gets the first. As a team, Parkland 69%. Cadden has made 36 of 56, second in the team in steals. He had 5 points, led the team with 5 assists in Friday's loss. Talon, those could be 2 big free throws, not just in this game, but right now for Cadden in terms of maybe regaining his confidence. 5-point game. Weeder, and it's stolen by Olsen. Ahead of the pack, and look at the speed dribble to produce the deuce.
Well, he saw that he had the opening there, and there was no thoughts of delay in his mind. Went right to the basket. Good job of stealing it by Eddie Olsen.
That is the largest lead of the game. It comes with 33 seconds. O'Hara for 3. Just as some folks were starting to get up and put on the garments, O'Hara rings up a 3, and now they all just quietly sat down.
Good job. You see Eddie get the tip there first, and then looks a quick look behind him, thinks he can make it, goes in for the score. And he comes right back down. Confidence from the three-point line. O'Hara is burying it from deep.
O'Hara's second 3 of the game. He has a total of 6 points. He had the 3 back in the first quarter. They are numbers 9 and 10 on the season for him. That 3-point shot, you know, they put that into the game. And it will never be the same.
Oh, no,
it used to be a 7-point lead like that with 40 seconds to go. You were in great shape.
Tremendous shape.
But now, yeah, you know, now with that 3-pointer, I don't know, you know, 7-point leads, and really, not a good comment by an announcer. You know, in terms of even football, you know, there's no lead safe anymore in sports.
That's right.
Teams have abilities to come back in any sports.
I heard them say that the other day in the Super Bowl, Mike.
Yeah,
You're exactly right.
Yeah, you look at that Super Bowl. That thing looked like it was dead and over, and you know. Oakland was a play away from really making it interesting down the stretch. 25.4.
You got to watch here that you get that ball inbounds. That's going to be the key, and then go to the foul line from there.
And that's a good job by the Trojans of getting the basketball into the hands of Ed Olson. He's the guy you want to put on the line. 82%er, has made 32 of 39. And what a year he's having. Leads the team in assists, in steals, and is second on the team in rebounding. You have to smile.
That is, I mean, that's just pure effort. And
sure it is.
To know him, and I've had the fortune of seeing him play a lot of times in the AU games and everything. He just gives you all-out effort all the time. He's just a fun player to watch.
And not because he is a coach's son, but he does miss the one-and-one, the front end there. But his knowledge of the game just, you know, never ceases to amaze you. Here's O'Hara for 3. Yes, sir! 38-37 as Red O'Hara has brought Emmaus back. And that 17-game winning streak is suddenly still a possibility to increase to 18. Boy, that one had some distance to it.
Isn't it amazing that all night long they're taking those shots and they're not even coming close? And now in the last 2 sequences, and look at how far out he is. Both shots right through. I mean, he is way out there.
Well, Jim, many people feel that that's more like where that 3-point arc should be. And I'm the one who agrees. That 3-point arc for high school and college is much too close. I mean, you can be an average shooter and make your share of threes where that arc is.
Exactly. But give them credit. They're still hanging in there.
We've got lots more to come this week. Little wrestling on Wednesday night. Easton Nazareth will go Colonial League on Thursday night. Salisbury, Saucon Valley as the Panthers look to get a little closer to wrapping up their division. Penn Argyl Wilson. Penn Argyl has a nice little winning streak going there. That's going to be a nice second game against Wilson. Friday night we'll be live with Central Catholic at Whitehall. Same night coverage, Allen and Emmaus. Enjoy. We have reached that time of the year. Bob Andrews, who loves to bring our guys the nice snacks. Fine football official. Yeah. Andrew tasting those Krispy Kremes, huh? We never did get any of those up in the booth, did we? You never saved us any. So Seltzer now will step to the free throw line.
I knew that was coming, Mike, but they never got the shrimp either. That's what I knew we'd get it even somewhere.
Well, we get the dinner, they get the dessert. Well, here's our situation here. Seltzer at the line, even if he makes 2, Jim. You know, Emmaus will have an opportunity to make a 3 or shoot a 3 and tie the game up. Seltzer 67%er from the line and makes the first.
Big shot right there.
9 now for Seltzer. He's just having a great season. I mean, he has been a horse inside. Trojans, we've documented it throughout the year. You know, they don't have the size this year. They don't have those big, you know, those big people the way they did Little and Lane and the height that they've had in past years. And Rick Seltzer has more than held his own inside.
And I think a great point that Coach Fatzinger made when he's talking to us before the game, Mike, they don't have the weight either. Forget, you know, not only the height, but the weight as well.
Pretty good ball game coming your way next. Deer Central, of course, Central people are right now, you know, pulling for Emmaus to win this game. As they're in a real battle, of course, the Vikes have to take care of their own business. That will not be an easy game for them tonight. As I mentioned, Tom Stout's Huskies, and I believe the number, have won something like 6 of their last 8, 7 of their last 9. They've secured a spot in the upcoming playoffs. The only losses that they have had over the last couple of weeks, 2 of them have been to Bethlehem Catholic on both occasions.
That's going to be a heck of a ball game with them and Allen at the end, too.
Absolutely. Hard to find a bad one out there. If you're a basketball fan right now and want to check some action out, it's hard to not pick a good one. Seltzer has already made the first. O'Hara, Brushko, Weeder, Kaunitz, and Gray. 3-point game. The Green Hornets need 3. Trojans go to full court. And O'Hara has it. Hounded by Cadden, and they have a ton of fouls to give. And that is some good coaching. As Rich Fatzinger went over that with his team. Cadden, the foul, his first, just their 3rd. So really, for Emmaus to get a clean look at anything, Jim, would be a mistake by Parkland.
That's exactly what you're looking at here, Mike. They're going to try to set up something here, obviously, at the 3-point line, but it's going to be a little tougher now here because you're going from a set from the sideline. And, a little bit more advantage when they were coming up the floor like they were, because you get everybody out of position and people aren't really set. But now it's going to be a little bit tougher for Emmaus because they're going to be able to set the Parkland defense up in that type of situation.
Small little detail, absolutely, but that was good full court pressure by Parkland, and Emmaus really did that was a good job by O'Hara just to get that ball and advance it up the court a little bit because there was good pressure. That had turnover written all over it. 9.2 to go. Green Hornets have not lost since their 2nd game of the year when they lost to Central. That was back on December 3rd, 34-33. They have since won 17 in a row. And that is jeopardy right now. Mike Brushko now joins the Emmaus 5. Here's Weeder. O'Hara is being guarded by Cadden, and there's that second, another foul. Absolutely, you just got to keep chipping away with it. 6.4 remain on the clock.
Good job by Eddie Olson there getting that foul early.
Weeder. He's going to get a look. No, they wanted him in the act of shooting, and Tony Semler's livid. And I'm not so sure he doesn't have a point. The foul was a little late. Weeder would look like he was in the act of launching the 3, which of course would give them 3 free throws.
Exactly. That's the one thing that you want to, as a coach, you want to be prepared. Don't foul them and give them the 3 free throws.
Wow. There was a hand check prior to what you saw right there. We're back to work. Here's Gray. Brushko for 3 in the tie. It's short. The Trojans have snapped Emmaus's 17-game winning streak. They come up with a big win here in their quest to qualify for the Lehigh Valley Conference Tournament, winning 40-37. Back with a recap after this.
Looking for that special corporate award or trophies for your championship team? Then contact the experts at C.J. Wagner's and experience the warm, friendly, and personable service that only Rick and Lois offer. From state-of-the-art engraving to the very latest in recognition awards, Rick and Lois will create that exclusive item just for your group and at a cost that fits into your budget. See for yourself why companies, youth associations, leagues, and schools from throughout the Lehigh Valley regularly shop at C.J. Wagner. And you'll be pleased to know that rush orders are our specialty.
24 years and going on 25. The torch is being passed at ABE Car Care Centers. From Cliff and Jim to Cliff Jr. Everything is still the same. Same quality workmanship. Same superior service. Car Care Plus. Available only at ABE Car Care Centers.
So, what's the big idea? Home Idea Expo 2003. When's the big idea? Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, February 14th, 15th, and 16th. Where's the big idea? Agricultural Hall at the Allentown Fairgrounds. Great home ideas on display to help you turn your home into a real showplace. Home Idea Expo 2003. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, February 14th, 15th, and 16th. Agricultural Hall at the Allentown Fairgrounds. For directions, additional information, and a $1 off coupon, visit us online at homeideaexpo.com.
Need heating oil now? Call Apgar Oil Company for same-day express delivery. Call 610-434-5195 for fast, friendly, dependable service. Is your house cold because you ran out of oil? Apgar Oil will provide immediate oil delivery at no extra charge. Apgar Oil has been servicing the Lehigh Valley since 1947. Call us.
We deliver!
Well, the area's longest winning streak has come to an end in the Lehigh Valley Conference. Emmaus losing for the first time since the second week of the regular season. And Jim Wills, you have to get the sense that that's somewhat of a measure of revenge for this Trojan pack, as last year it was Emmaus who ended their 25-game winning streak to start the year.
Exactly, Mike, and it was a sweet win for them. They did a lot of good things. They held the ball when they needed to hold it, ran their offense really, really well. I think Coach Fatzinger is very pleased with that tonight.
Our Coca-Cola player of the game tonight goes to Rick Seltzer. We highlighted him in our open, the 6'6" junior who had a double-double the first go-around. 10 points and